Renegade Immortal Episode 153. In the previous episode, Wang Lin successfully subdued the rebellious half-moon blade, using his mastery of slaughter energy to regain control. Liguo, ever cunning, pretended loyalty while secretly feeling pride and superiority. Along the way, Wang Lin encountered cultivators disillusioned by the cruel games of the demon spirit land. Realizing that true rebellion was not avoiding fate but challenging it, seeking deeper understanding, he meditated by the riverside, letting the haunting zither music guide him toward a budding enlightenment. At the end of the previous episode, the first round of the Demon General competition concluded, leaving only 48 Demon Generals. The next stage, a test to ring the legendary War Demon drum, was announced, a challenge so deadly that many would not survive. And only the strongest could hope to succeed. What will happen next? Stay tuned. And the story continues. The rule of this round is that the amount of times the Demon Generals and their helpers can ring the drum are added together. The golden armored man's voice boomed across the immense square, reverberating off the stone walls of the imperial city. The sheer weight of his tone silenced all chatter, sending a ripple of tension through the crowd. Without waiting for anyone to respond, he extended a finger and pointed sharply into the throng. Demon General Yu Sen, come out. A figure stepped forward from the ranks of Demon Generals. Yu Sen's presence immediately drew attention. His eyes were like cold blades, sharp and unwavering, burning with a quiet intensity. Each movement of his armor produced a crisp metallic clink, echoing ominously through the square. As he approached the demon drum, the very air around him seemed to thrum with energy. His heart surged with battle intent, a lethal combination of focus and anticipation. Yu Sen did not rush to strike. He stopped a few feet from the drum and closed his eyes. Drawing in deep, deliberate breaths, he spread the demonic spiritual energy throughout his body, concentrating it while maintaining perfect balance. The drum was not merely an instrument, it was a relic of incomprehensible power. Forged from the skin of an ancient demon, any misstep could result in death or permanent injury. He could feel the drum radiating energy, almost as if it were alive, judging his worth. The golden armored man's gaze briefly flickered over Yu Sen. With Yu Sen's cultivation, he should be able to ring it 4 times. Attempting a 5th would be suicidal, he thought, then closed his eyes, leaving the crowd to whisper anxiously among themselves. The Tao of slaughter is nearly impossible to master, a voice murmured from the stands. Yu Sen has cultivated it for countless years. If he succeeds, he will become famous instantly. Another whispered with fear, even if he manages to strike the drum, the backlash could crush him. It's made from the skin of an ancient demon, it's not forgiving. The 8 commander-in-chiefs studied Yu Sen silently, reading the fluctuations of his spiritual energy with effortless insight. The 6 vice commander-in-chiefs, though less perceptive, could still detect the immense power radiating from him. Only the Zan vice commander-in-chief ignored Yu Sen entirely. His eyes instead locked on Wang Lin, curiosity and intrigue flickering in his expression. How many rings can he manage? He wondered. Suddenly, Yu Sen's eyes snapped open. Light as bright as the moon burst from them. Cold and radiant, a roar erupted from his throat. Wild and fierce, like a blend of tiger and dragon. Shaking the very air, with a sudden leap, he shot through the air. Precise and sharp, like a sword being unsheathed. His 2 fingers extended, forming a delicate yet deadly formation, focusing all the energy in his body onto their tips. He struck. The drum sank slightly under his blow, then immediately rebounded. The first muffled ring thundered across the square, reaching far beyond the crowd, even affecting a small portion of Sky Demon City. Yu Sen immediately felt the backlash, a violent force that shot through his body, threatening to shatter bones and tear muscles. His face paled, his eyes flashed with killing intent, yet he refused to retreat. Step by step, he pressed forward, striking again. Dong! The second ring sounded, louder and more resounding. The demonic energy around him erupted into horrifying faces, twisted in torment, appearing and vanishing in a maddening cycle. Soul-devouring slaughter. First layer. Yu Sen roared, channeling the suffering into his right hand, which shone with a blinding blue light. He formed a palm and slammed it downward, generating a gale so powerful it whipped through the square, scattering dust, stirring loose stones, and carrying the force of the third ring. He pressed again, forcing a fourth ring. His right hand trembled violently, numb from over 80% of his demonic energy being expended. Yet he maintained his stance, unwavering. The golden armored man nodded slowly. 4 times. Demon General Yu Sen's helper. Come out. Yu Sen shook his head. I do not have a helper, he said, his voice calm but carrying the weight of exhaustion and determination. The golden armored man's gaze swept across the generals, briefly resting on Wang Lin before moving past him. His eyes fell upon another figure. Demon General Mo Fei. Come out. The crowd immediately fell silent. Mo Fei's appearance commanded attention. Black armor clung to his frame, a terrifying mask obscuring his face, while his long black hair flowed in the wind, moving like shadows across the square. Every step he took was deliberate, measured, almost synchronized with the heartbeat of every spectator. 300 years ago, he was the #1 demon general. A whisper spread. He spends most of his time defending the borders. Even his head is priceless to the fire demon country, said another. His cultivation was a mystery. Only glimpses of his great rotating disc spell had ever been seen. Everyone agreed. He could ring the drum at least 5 times. The Earth Commander-in-Chief observed quietly, a faint smile on his lips. If he experiences the Dragon Lake one more time, he could be ranked among the top 3 Vice Commander-in-Chiefs. He murmured. Mo Fei, however, seemed indifferent to the attention, his focus entirely on the demon drum. At 100 feet from the drum, he stopped. His eyes scanned it with quiet calculation. Without spreading his energy or preparing overly, he struck at the air with a precise punch. Dong. The first ring sounded, like distant thunder muffled by clouds. The wind generated by the blow whipped his armor violently, hair flying back, yet his stance remained solid, immovable. Step by step, punch by punch, he advanced. Dong. The second ring. Dong. The third ring. With each blow, the air around him shimmered, warping from the intense demonic energy released. After the third strike, a force so immense surged toward him that spectators involuntarily stepped back, shielding themselves from the energy shockwave. Mo Fei paused, spreading his demonic aura to stabilize himself, like a rock resisting crashing waves. His eyes glimmered with intensity, burning like twin torches. Dong. The fourth ring. Dong. The fifth ring. Dong. The sixth ring. Each strike was perfect, a flawless display of control and raw power. The crowd erupted, cheering wildly. Even the commander-in-chiefs could not hide their admiration. To ring the drum 6 times without sustaining injury was a feat worthy of legends. Mo Fei stood calm and unshaken, his aura radiating supreme confidence and strength. He seemed untouchable, untiring. Then, a spark of challenge lit in his eyes. He whispered to himself with a smirk, almost taunting fate. Can 6 rings make me stop? Mo Fei's eyes shone brilliantly as he leapt into the air, gathering every ounce of his power, and slammed down on the demon drum. Dong. The 7th ring echoed. In this episode, we saw the incredible strength and skill of the demon generals as they faced the legendary demon drum. Yu Sen went first, pushing himself to the limit and managing to strike the drum 4 times, showing the power of his soul-devouring slaughter technique. Then Mo Fei stepped forward, displaying unmatched control and mastery, easily striking the drum 6 times and even challenging himself for a 7th. This episode highlighted not only the raw strength of these warriors but also their strategy, focus, and the incredible pressure of this contest. What happens next? Stay tuned for the next episode of Renegade Immortal. If you enjoyed this episode or found it exciting, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel to get the latest updates on Wang Lin's journey. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.